Okay, so this is a very serendipitous situation here, my wees, because I've been telling you guys for the longest time that I'm going to watch The Legend of Hay. And I finally did get around to it last week and I absolutely loved the film. And then right after I was done, this is suggested to me on my feed. And I was thinking to myself, why are they promoting or suggesting a film that came out like, what, 6 years ago now? Or even more than that? And then I looked closer at the thumbnail and the title, and I was like, wait, that has a 2 behind it. Legend of Hay 2. And I'm just thinking to myself, wow, okay, AI is just getting very scary. It's just listening to everything that we say. Skynet is real. But regardless of all that, we're gonna get into this trailer. I'm really excited to see what they have for us in store in this sequel. So without further ado, let go! Oh, this black hair color came back. Ooh. It's a little ominous, ain't it? Are those humans? Are they being hunted? Yo!
如果找不到主，战争就会爆发。师傅，你怎么选？
Ooh, who was that? He is got infinite aura. Infinity has infinite aura. Oh, there's the goat right there. Now, just want to pause real quick. So in this iteration, is Neza, is that a female or a boy? I don't want to, cause discourse. But yeah, when she popped up in the first film, I was like, okay, is this a female iteration, or is that like just like a boy with like feminine appearance? You know what I mean? Like, just asking. No smoke. Let's keep going. Oh man. He is so adorable. Okay, so let's review a little bit, man, because there's a lot there. There's not a lot of things we can pick up from because it's not like a subtitle trailer, but let's kind of review here for a second here. I saw a couple of things. Okay, so first off, right, he's grown, or I'm not sure if they're giving the kid some natural hair dye here, but he's grown his natural color back. But I saw at the later part of the trailer, his hair is white again. It's just like maybe a flashback, he's training, and then like we jump back to the present here, and he's got his natural hair color again. So maybe that's just a flashback sequence. But I will say one thing that did catch my eye was this part here. Let me just mute it too, actually. Like, are the humans hunting them? Is that what's happening right now? Because these just like look like some regular schmegular dudes here. Maybe a militia who's hired to, yeah, he's holding the bullet here. I can only guess that they've somehow found their way into the spirit guild. I forgot the actual name. It's some type of guild. That's a cool story point there. That's a way to evolve the story. Because I will say, watching the first film, it kind of just throws you into the world without a lot of explanation or exposition of how everything works. You just kind of pick it up, and there's slowly giving you some details about how this universe works, the power system, humans versus spirits. And that's probably like my one critique of the film, is that the way that they explain things, it was very sporadic at points. It seemed like it was very rushed. And I watched it on Crunchyroll, and I will say that I'm not sure why Crunchyroll is doing this. It's kind of obvious because they're trying to, appease to like the American audience, but they're starting to like, I didn't even notice it when I clicked on the film, but when I clicked on the film, it automatically like switched to dub. I'm kind of iffy about that because like in my brain, I was like, okay, look, I speak English. So like when I click on the film, I naturally expect it to be speaking that language. But when it comes to anime, you usually expect subtitles, subbed with English subbed with Japanese dub on it. And I was watching it, it didn't even register to me when I started watching the film. I think it's probably like, maybe it was something just to go back to how they were explaining a lot of different rules of the universe with the exposition. It's just like the dialogue between two characters of how things worked in that world. It just seemed to be very rushed and fast paced. Now, I brought up like the English dub because maybe that's just part of how they were directed with the voice actors. You know, this is like a Chinese film. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe this is a Donghua, a Chinese anime. But maybe the direction of how the voice actors were pointed in, maybe it was something along those lines, how the voice actors were directed. So that may be a thing there too. It might have come out differently if I actually listened to it or watched it in the Chinese dub. But that's just a side though. But yeah, let's keep going with what we can break down from the story. That guy here, man, favorite character from the first film. His name is Infinity, right? I mean, just an ore farmer to the max. But there's something else that I want to touch on too that I saw here. So it looks like the humans, are they revolting against the spirits? I can only imagine that's what's happening here. But it does seem like there seems to be some type of tension between spirits and humans here, because this looks like this guy, he obviously is a spirit, right? It looks like he's a fire type user too as well, and he's trying to ward off maybe an angry mob here. But yeah, it seems like that looks to be the case here, and maybe that is what the plot is going to be here with the sequel. Now, who is that? She's got a lot of presence, doesn't she? Oh my gosh, yeah. I want to ship her and Infinity. Yes, I'm not sure that's ever going to happen. I'm not sure what's going to happen with it. But yeah, I want to make them appear. Look, I'm writing my fan fiction. Leave me alone. I have no subtitles, so this is all I'm going off of. But yeah, oh my gosh. Now, I'm not sure what's happening here, but is he being attacked by spirits as well? Yeah, this seems like absolute anarchy. I can't tell who's on whose side. And this is what I'm talking about here. So I watched the other film, Neza, another Chinese film. And that one's more of like a 3D CGI film. It wasn't 2D animation. And it was a little boy that portrayed the god Neza, right? Is Neza traditionally a female or a male? Because this is a very androgynous portrayal. I can't really tell. At first glance, when I saw it in the first film, I was like, is that a boy or a girl? But maybe this is a boy with female features. You know what I mean? Or I could be completely wrong and I could have gotten it right on the mark. This is a female. But it looks like they're training. Neza is training with Infinity. And I will say, she has a very Gojo-like presence. You know what I mean? Because when she showed up in the first film, Gojo from JJK, of course, but when she showed up in the first film, it was like, bruh, the aura, I will say. It just seemed like she was there to wrap things up and save the day. And it was almost like a moment of relief because she showed up. She just couldn't fight the final boss because she couldn't break through the barrier. But I don't know, I just had a feeling that the moment that she showed up, that everything was going to be okay, and that everything seemed like it was going to be a piece of cake for her to take care of business and get everything resolved. But yeah, that's just my pickup on it, and I love that it looks like she's just sparring with, oh my gosh. And yeah, this here, so this is what I'm talking about. Like, so at the very beginning of the trailer, he has black hair, but now he's going back to the white hair. So I'm wondering if this is just a flashback of him training, and then he just naturally grows his natural hair color back. But that's what I was wondering. And again, just adorable as, again, he has black hair. Yeah, and this is him using the void, his ability, his space ability too. But yeah, man, this looks like the humans versus the spirits. Maybe there is a separate faction of spirits who are going after the humans again. And maybe that part in the trailer where we saw spirits fighting Infinity, maybe he's trying to be somewhat of the peacemaker, stop the spirits from attacking the humans, but the humans are being the aggressors. I don't know. There was a lot in this trailer that we can pick up from. There was not any subtitles, so I'm just kind of inferring. Maybe there's some theories out there. Probably they'll release another trailer. I know this released in Chinese theaters on the 18th of this month, so we haven't got a release date yet for American releases, American theaters, but I'm excited to see. I'm gonna actually see this in theaters, and I won't wait as long as I did for the first film. But yeah, let me know you guys' thoughts in the comment sections below. Are you excited about it? Have you seen the first film? I absolutely adored the first film. Yeah, I need to get more into Chinese anime films, man. That's the wave nowadays, man. But yeah, I'm getting into my rambling. But thank you so much for checking out this reaction, and we'll catch you next time. Goodbye.